Some stories just grab you immediately, right? That triple murder in West Bengal back in October 2019.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Bandu Prakash Pal, his wife Beauty, who was pregnant, and their little boy, Engan.
Exactly. And the initial headlines, they really felt heavy, like there was some political thing going on.
Definitely felt that way. It's often the first assumption with something that shocking. But what the police found later, completely different story.
That's what we're diving into today, right? The police investigation reports, trying to piece together what actually happened.
Precisely. Moving past those first impressions to see where the evidence led. The real motive, the actual sequence of events.
Okay, so let's jump in. Who did the police investigation point to?
The accused was a young man, Utpal Bera, only 20 years old, a mason by trade.
A mason.
Yeah, and here's the twist. He used to be their neighbor, lived nearby.
Wow, a neighbor. Okay, that immediately makes you rethink the whole political angle, doesn't it?
It really does. Because the motive, according to the police, wasn't political at all.
So what was it then?
It boiled down to a financial dispute, specifically over two life insurance policies.
Life insurance. How did that lead to violence?
Well, Bera had bought these two policies through Pal. Turns out Pal wasn't just a school teacher. He also worked as an insurance agent on the side.
Ah, okay. So Powell was the agent. What was the dispute about the policies?
Bera got a receipt for the first premium he paid, but not for the second.
Hmm.
So naturally, he felt cheated. He'd paid, but he didn't have proof, no second receipt.
Right, that makes sense. He'd want that confirmation.
Exactly. And he apparently asked Pal for it repeatedly. But the investigation suggests Pal refused.
Just refused.
Refused. And according to reports, Pal allegedly insulted Bera quite badly during these confrontations.
So it started with a missing receipt, then refusal, insults, and it escalated to that level. It's hard to comprehend.
It is deeply disturbing. But that's what the investigation pointed towards. Feelings of being cheated and insulted seem to have been the trigger.
What kind of concrete evidence did the police have against Bera?
Well, crucially, Bera confessed to the murders.
He confessed.
Yes. And alongside the confession, they also recovered the weapon used in the crime. Those were key pieces.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier something about Powell himself, some other financial issues.
Yes, that came out during the deeper investigation. It seems Powell might have had, well, a pattern of financial issues.
Real what?
Evidence suggested he'd collected insurance premiums from several other people, too,
Okay.
but hadn't actually deposited the money with the insurance company.
Whoa. So Bera's situation might not have been an isolated incident. That adds another layer, doesn't it? Complicates Powell's side of the story.
It certainly does. It paints a more complex picture of Powell than just, the victimized school teacher.
Right. Now let's go back to those initial reactions, because I definitely remember the political claims flying around.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Right after the murders, the BJP and the RSS stated that Powell was affiliated with them.
They claimed him as one of their own.
Yes, and strongly suggested the murders were politically motivated because of this supposed affiliation. That narrative got out there pretty quickly.
But the investigation, did it back that up at all?
Not in the slightest.
Yeah.
Firstly, Powell's own family came forward and denied he had any political links. They were quite clear about that.
Okay, the family denied it. What about the police findings?
The police were firm. Their conclusion, based on the evidence like the confession and the motive they uncovered, was that this was solely a personal financial dispute between Bera and Powell.
No political connection found.
None whatsoever. They explicitly ruled out any political or communal angle. The evidence just wasn't there.
It's quite a stark example then, isn't it? How fast a narrative can form based on, well, assumptions or maybe political opportunism before the facts are clear.
Exactly. It really drives home how vital a thorough, impartial investigation is. To cut through the noise and find the actual truth, however mundane or, in this case, tragically personal it might be.
Yeah, mundane isn't quite the word, but personal, yes. It shows how these interpersonal conflicts, even over something seemingly small like a receipt, can just spiral.
Absolutely. A devastating spiral rooted in a personal financial disagreement, not some grand political plot.
So the big takeaway is that shift, isn't it? From this potentially politically charged crime to a really tragic, very personal conflict between two known individuals.
It really is. It's a sobering reminder that the simplest explanation, the personal one, is sometimes hidden behind more dramatic but incorrect assumptions.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other stories we hear about might have these complex, hidden personal realities buried beneath the initial headlines?
That's a really important thought to leave with. How often are first impressions misleading, obscuring the real, often more intricate human stories underneath? What else are we missing?